Yes, my dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Very good Sunday to you guys all out there, wherever you are on the globe. This is Salon's Blog. Once again, beautiful weekend indeed. And hey guys, the stage is set for the semi-finals. 4 nations left in the semi-finals of the Club World Cup. Yes, 4 nations: England, Spain, France, and Brazil. 4 nations left in the Club World Cup. England is being represented by Chelsea, Spain by Real Madrid, France, PSG, Brazil, Fluminense. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, last night, Bayern Munich was knocked out by PSG. Real Madrid successfully eliminated Dortmund. Ladies and gentlemen, and it even ended in a serious injury to Jamal Musiala. Serious one, a very serious one. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, we can only wish him speedy recovery. It's going to take him a long time to get back. He was already silent for over 3 months, just coming back and getting this one. And this one is quite serious. It is quite serious. Ladies and gentlemen, you know why? It's gotten quite sad because of Diogo Jota's death. Diogo Jota and the brothers' death. So it gotten more sad. You know, otherwise, nobody would have been talking so much about it. It's like the football world is mourning. Just yesterday, Jota was buried, and at the same time, this incident was happening. So it looks like you could see the sadness in the face of all the players on the pitch. The Bayern players were sad when the injury occurred. You could see it clearly. And you can also see from even the PSG players, they were not happy at all, but it happened. It was a crash between the 2 players, a player and a goalkeeper, I think. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we can only wish Jamal a speedy recovery, yes, in the months ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Madrid 3, Dortmund 2. That is how that one ended. Anyway, quickly, like I said, 4 nations tournament is what we have right now, the Club World Cup. England, Spain, Brazil, and France are all in the tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Can we now move to transfer news? I will not take much time. I'm just here to give you breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea have told Arsenal and people close to Nwaneri that if they have problems with the contract, then they will be ready to attack the situation. It's going to be down to Nwaneri game time and position. Ladies and gentlemen, this player is a young Arsenal player, 18-year-old, and is demanding he want to have a game time. Otherwise, he want to make a move. And Chelsea have been showing interest in this young chap. Now, the point is that if Chelsea is to buy this guy from Arsenal, he wouldn't have game time with us unless he's going to be promised that, okay, you go to Strasbourg. Yeah, our sister club. Strasbourg can take you, you can have your game time there. At least 30 games, per season, 35 games per season. You can be assured of that with Strasbourg. But with this current Chelsea setup now, so I believe if Chelsea is to step in, they are not going to get this player because they want him to be part of the first team squad. No. He will go straight away to loan with Strasbourg. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, again with Arsenal, we understand Arsenal are set to send opening bid for Noni Madueke after agreement with the player on personal terms. Noni Madueke has committed to 5-year deal valid until 2030, already approved by the players' camp. So Noni has already agreed personal terms with Arsenal. Ladies and gentlemen, Noni Madueke is leaving Chelsea. For the player to agree personal terms with Arsenal, he is going. All that is needed right now is club-to-club talk. And hey, Arsenal, give us 60 million. That'll be okay. Give us 60 million pounds. I can consider maybe a discount of £1 million. Give us 59. You know we love you, Arsenal. We love you, Chelsea fans. We love you guys so much. You know, yeah. We got a deal. We got 2 deals sealed in 24 hours. We got Jamie Gittins deal and Pedro deal sealed within 24 hours. You know, in the space of 24 hours, we get the 2 deals sealed. So don't waste time. Just bring the cash. We need 59 million and take Madueke. No problem. No problem. No problem. Arsenal fans, we love you guys so much. We've already, last 2 seasons, we gave you guys good player, right? We gave you, what's his name? This German player. We gave you good player. That won't help us to win the Champions League. Yeah. So, we are not afraid to let Noni go. After all, we have Estaval. That right wing, Estaval is here to cover it up. We have Estaval, we have Pedro Neto, and even Cole Palmer can equally play the same role. So we are not panicking. We can take Noni, no problem. Noni we know he's our boy. He just give us 59 million. Ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal fans, do you hear me? Yeah. You see, whilst we are letting go Arsenal, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea have all summer not bid for players. Throughout this summer, we have not bid for a single player. Unless we get the full and absolute buy-in from the player. What does that mean? Chelsea, all the players we bought so far, Dylan, Gittins, Joao Pedro, we only try to play around the environment to know exactly what was happening. But the moment the player showed interest, we only stepped in when the player showed serious interest in coming in. We didn't go in like trying to persuade the players. No. This summer, Chelsea have learned their lessons from the past seasons. So we goes in and make bid. That is why we got the deal sealed sharp. The lab fast. Joao Pedro within a week. Gittins, he delayed a little because Dortmund was still in the Club World Cup and the player was with them. We didn't want to distract, so he delayed a little bit. But at the end of the day, we got it sealed. When the Gittins himself was like, Bayern came. You remember Bayern came. Liverpool came. He said, I'm not going to give you guys any of my word. I have given my word to Chelsea. It is Chelsea I want to play with. And I love what Gittins said. He said when he was younger, he used to watch William and Hazard. He said they were his favorite player I used to watch when he was younger. On TV. He said not at the stadium, but on TV. He loved to watch William and Hazard. So this is a player that grew up knowing and following Chelsea. Ladies and gentlemen. So Chelsea don't go in to start negotiating with the players. Chelsea want to see the players that are interested. And I believe Kudus, which is my final news, I want to end it here. Okay, before then, a 5-year deal approved by Noni Madueke's camp. Arsenal is set to set an opening bid for Madueke after an agreement with the player on personal terms. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, quickly, let me say this. Tottenham are set to bid again for Mohamed Kudus next week. Yes, from tomorrow. Tottenham are set to bid for Kudus again, their second bid. Last night, Tottenham's first bid of £50 million was rejected by West Ham. Last night. £50 million from Tottenham was rejected by West Ham for Mohamed Kudus. And we understand, according to Fabrizio Romano, they are going to bid again next week. Chelsea have also been in touch with Kudus camp, with more clubs also interested. But Spurs want to accelerate. Thomas Frank already approved Kudus as key target. Do you know guys, what's going to happen? I understand the game Chelsea want to play here. Chelsea are likely to get Kudus. But they want Tottenham to go with their second bid. Then they will, if Tottenham go with the next bid, let's say 55 million, Chelsea goes with 60. Then they get a deal sealed. But right now, if Chelsea goes in right now, it becomes like a bidding war between the two clubs. And that bidding war will not help both clubs. They'll end up overpaying. So Chelsea are relaxed. They really want to see what happens next in Tottenham's next bid. Whilst they'll be talking to the player behind the scene. If the player is interested, first of all, they will have to be sure, they want to be sure Kudus is interested in coming in. Then they can now jump in and offer a little bit of higher off bid to Kudus. I mean, in terms of his wages, a little bit more and a little bit more for the club as well. Then they get a deal done. Because right now, if Chelsea to step in, we might end up paying more than necessary. The release clause for Mohamed Kudus for English clubs is set at 85 million pounds. 85 million pounds. But it is believed that West Ham could receive below that amount. Yes, so I'm looking at that this thing could get to 70. 65, 70. That is the way I'm saying it. And Kudus to Chelsea, that would be a very great addition. Ladies and gentlemen, it would be a great. We need a player like that. Right now, in our setup, we don't have a player that can dribble that much with the ball, that can run with the ball, a player that can, also shoot from a distance. We need a player like Kudus. A player that can hold ball. It's not easy to get a ball from Kudus when the ball is on his feet. It's not easy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be very happy to see Kudus in Chelsea. Quickly, before I go. Since his first arrest in July 2022, Thomas Partey was rearrested. No, let me take it. Since his first arrest in July 2022, Thomas Partey was arrested, questioned by police, and bailed 7 times. 7 times while playing for Arsenal. Now, his contract is over and that same charge is still hanging around his neck. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. I'll be back in the next one with more exclusives in the coming hours. Shalom and peace.